What's up? Welcome back to the podcast. On this episode, I speak with Brian McShea of Good Terms, who just finished their latest headlining tour. If you're a fan of the alternative music scene, there's probably a good chance they popped up on your timeline a time or two. We talk about the tour, the re-release of their latest album, Burnout, connecting with fans, and maybe even what we could expect from their next album in the future. But before we get into all that, I wanted to highlight SeatGeek, where first-time users can get $20 off their first-time order using promo code DENNING at checkout. Baseball season is finally upon us. Use that to jump into a game, whether it's MLB, college, whatever, or maybe grab some tickets for a show that you forgot was coming through at the last minute. Also, I'm a big supporter of the Emos Not Dead team, who just launched their lineup for January 2027. We've got Yellow Card, The Ghost Inside, Don Broco, Let Live, We Came as Romans, The Wonder Years, and a lot more. It sails from Miami to the Bahamas, and there's still limited tickets left. It will sell out like the last 4 years. You can head over to emosnotdead.com, or you can get 20% off your entire merch order using the promo code DENNING20 at checkout. And with that out of the way, here is my chat with Brian McShea of Good Terms. Boom, and we are rolling. Okay. Brian, what's up, man? Good times with good terms. I'm sure you've never heard that before in your life.
Dude, nah, man. I mean, that's why you got a platform, you're a creative guy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you are off tour. What? It's been like a week and a half or so, or?
Yeah, it's been exactly a week and a half. We got home last Sunday.
And you did exactly what for the first couple days?
For coming home, oh man, absolutely nothing, dude. Can I curse on here?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah, I did fuck all, man. Tried to sleep in as much as I could. I tried to pet my dog as much as I could. I tried to be with my fiance as much as I could.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, man. So I was making coffee at home, which I missed my coffee setup. I miss my coffee so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, was home, watched some YouTube, played a little
Yeah,
bit of video
man.
games.
How long have you been engaged?
Long story, man. We got engaged January 2025.
Okay.
So it's been a long engagement. We're getting married in October. But it was in January. We were living together in Altadena
Okay.
and here in Southern California, and our house burnt down, and
No.
along with the whole town of Altadena. And I already had the ring, and it was in my desk drawer. We got a small house. I knew exactly where it was going to be, and I hadn't asked it though, but it was in the fire. And we went to the space where our house, the rubble of our house was. We're agreeing, like, we're not going to dig through anything to try to find anything. Like, there's asbestos, there's lead, there's all this nasty stuff.
Yeah.
And we got there, and like the second she turned around, I was like, I know exactly where it is, and I was digging through it. Um, and I did eventually find it, and I got to. We eventually did get like PPE and like proper
Yeah.
protective gear, and so then I found it, and I got to turn around and just ask her, just heard myself. I forget what did I say? I think I said, "Hey, hey, will you marry me?" It was like the most like nonchalant, tiny question, and I was like, "Really? That's all I got."
Yeah.
I got hey.
Do you want to? Like, I guess, like,
Hey, do you want to? It was just kind of like, hey, do you want to, like, should we go get coffee before this thing we're gonna do today? Like, it was so small of a presentation, but yeah, so we got engaged right there, and there was just so much rebuilding. We had a lot of things to do to build our life, just to get back to owning anything.
yeah.
So we opted for a long engagement. So we are getting, and we'd already been together for a long time. We talked about marriage a lot. We've been talking about marriage for a couple years, because 10 years is, we were together for almost 10 years before I
Oh,
proposed.
so you've seen everything then.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were together for about 5 years when lockdown happened.
Yeah.
And that was about when we were starting to talk about things, and then all life planning got really crazy. But our lives have been pretty much one life for a number of years now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was getting ready to pop that question, and then the fire was like, "Why don't you pop that question now?
Mhm.
And don't wait another month or whatever I was going to wait to do it." Um, yeah, so we're getting engaged we're getting married at the end of this year in October.
Very nice. Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, this is, like, the longest tour that you guys have done as a band, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. So,
It is, man.
yeah, super not easy being gone and then, adding another, what, 2 weeks to it, like, give or take?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah, the longest we've done before this was 4 weeks. So, yeah, we had the 6 weeks, longest we've ever done. I mean, I am very lucky. I have an extremely supportive fiance. She's always been extremely supportive. There have been times in our relationship when Good Terms was starting to hit the road more,
Mhm.
doing our first, like, 4-week, tour, where I was like, "Tour is cool, and it's what I've been chasing my whole life, but, like, I now do see why some dudes stop doing this so they can, like,
Yeah.
have their home life." Uh And she was like, "I mean, that's nice and all, but, like, you absolutely don't put this on me. Like, you absolutely cannot quit this. This is what you've been working for your whole life ever since we've been together."
Yeah.
Uh, and she's like, "Yeah, I get lonely. I miss you. I get sad when you're away, but, like, uh, you gotta do it."
Yeah.
So I'm very blessed for sure.
Yeah, I gotta say, you guys came home right at the best time because, I mean, gas prices being what they are now, it's like
Oh, dude, I was just having this conversation with somebody.
yeah.
Yeah, because they were gonna go. It was somebody who was I think like a hired musician for a tour, and they ended up at the very last second not bringing them on for the tour because they couldn't spare the expense
Yeah.
because of the changing, partially in because of the changing gas prices. And I was like, "Oh man, that's awful to hear, dude." Like I was just thinking that the last like week or so of our tour, and the last week of our tour was in California too. Like those gas prices were going right way up, and I was thinking about those finances. Yeah, so I'm glad we're here, man.
Yeah, someone sent me a, screenshot from Walnut Creek, it was, like, $7 a gallon, I'm like, "Yeah, okay, if you're driving, like, a, Econoline 350, I mean, that's, like, what, an extra few $100 a week at least?"
Yeah, my fiance's like 2000 Passat takes 91 rated gas, and we're putting in 2 gallons at a time. We're like, "Where are we going with this car today?" Like, maybe we
Mhm.
can, like, fill it all the way up.
Yeah, I mean, I just jumped into a, RAV4 hybrid, I'm like, "This
Nice.
feels like the right time to do that."
Very good call,
Uh,
man.
yeah, it's different, I mean, I was driving a, beat down Chevy Impala up until now, and it's like, it gets by, but, it's
I hear you, man. Yeah, my fiance and I are working on an old Mustang too,
nice.
which, takes, 87 gas, but still it doesn't do great with the gas mileage, and I mean, the thing barely runs right now. We're working on it, but
Yeah, I mean, between the band you're also in the wedding industry, if I read
I
correctly?
am. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Are you playing, like, guitar? Are you doing, like, guitar
Yeah,
vocals or
I'm officially a guitarist, but obviously I can sing, and a lot of guitar players can sing, but not a lot of them are, like, full-on frontmans for other bands,
Yeah,
the way that I am with this band. So, I know that I sing a little more than the guitar players. I do a little I think more than other, guitar players would do, um, and it's fun.
yeah,
Absolutely love those gigs so much. The musicians in the bands that I play with are these top-notch guys. We play the old funky stuff and, like, they get down, and I'm just learning a lot. I'm watching a lot of hands. I'm trying real hard to fit in with these deep grooves. It's so different from what Good Terms does. Um, and, like, I would, Good Terms could do a lot of things, and I would still try to keep my foot in that door just because it's fun. I like doing
mhm.
it.
Are there, like, certain songs that you just really look forward to playing, like, every time, like, "Oh, man, I
I
wanna
mean,
play" yeah,
well, here's how I know that I wanna keep my foot in the door. I mean, I like playing "September" by Earth, Wind& and Fire, man, and
yeah.
that's like 90% of the gig. Uh, so, yeah, I mean, I'm always looking forward to that one. I'm always looking forward to, uh oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. I haven't played a wedding in, like, 2.5 months. Um, this is me and you. Do a little dance, make a little love, get
Good
down
time.
tonight.
Yeah,
'Cause the guitar part for "Get Down Tonight" is just It's just 16th notes on one note, just the entire song. And I have this like challenge to myself. I'm like, yo, no, we're not going to do any fills. We're not going to deviate from the part. One note. Like, I'm going to lock in. I'm going to play just the one note this entire song. And I'm going to watch the drummer's right hand on the hi hat and like make sure I'm right where he's falling on the hi hat. I'm going to really lock in. And it's just this like fun, like extra challenge I had to myself.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
There's a
like,
couple ones like, we do, Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran,
oh yeah,
which I sing, and that's another one where I'm just like, I'm gonna for no reason, I'm gonna sing the shit out of this. I'm gonna pretend that I just wrote this song for my fiance, and I'm gonna sing it like like I'm an artist, like I'm really going for it. And it's just, it just keeps it fun, it keeps it musical, keeps it lively.
yeah. I mean, plus you get free catering and you know get to
Oh,
dress up a
yeah.
little bit.
What's for chicken is what our drummer says. Uh, it's a lot of chicken. It's a lot of chicken, mashed potatoes, and asparagus.
Yeah.
But when it hits, and
Oh
sometimes
yeah.
sometimes it's really great stuff. Sometimes you get the steak, you get the braised short rib. Sometimes it's like pre-made sandwiches. That stuff's kinda
Oh
BS.
man. Okay, so they went like full on like church youth group catering
Yeah,
for what like
absolutely, yeah.
okay
But
we got you.
usually it's the same chicken. Yeah, man, yeah, I got the suit. I think I clean up all right. Um, it's nice to put on the suit once a week.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, you have contacts for like, having your own wedding too, where it's like, I've seen a lot worse go on.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, I'm bringing a
Mhm.
lot of that context and insight into our own wedding planning and what we're doing, and, even just like, my fiance is making a lot of the decisions, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I'm just trying to tell her like, "Okay, this is what often happens. This is what they usually do. I often see, the couples end up doing this, whatever," and then I let her be, she can make her decision based off that. Um, that's been really fun.
Yeah. I mean, for catering, like what have you decided on?
Okay, so we're doing 2 weddings because 'cause we're from the East Coast originally, both of
Okay.
we're from separate places. I'm from Virginia, she's from Durham, North Carolina. So, we're going back to Durham to do a regular wedding. And so we have a local catering company down in Durham doing it. They're gonna do some barbecue. They're not a barbecue place, they're a wedding event catering place, but they live in Durham,
Yeah.
North Carolina. They can make some barbecue. So we got some barbecue going on. We got a whole spread of things going on. It's very standard, for weddings, just kinda Durham flavored, which is gonna be great. And then here on the West Coast, this is really just so all of our friends don't have to fly across the
Yeah.
country to Durham. We're gonna do, like, more of a party, more like a wedding-themed party here. And so we just have a couple of our favorite restaurants, just doing, like, their kinda normal catering options.
Yeah.
Um, we got a place called Fair Oaks Burger, which is in Altadena. It's one of the few places in Altadena that didn't burn down. We loved them before the fires. They've been working their asses off to try to be, a flagpole in the community, really, really, a center for a lot of like donation and volunteer things that are going on in the community. Um, and they're just absolute like sweethearts over there, and they're incredible food. So we got Ferrex Burger doing some stuff with us, and we got a place called Domenico's that we love. That's an Italian place.
Oh
It's
yeah.
in Pasadena, but it's right on the line.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be here sooner than you think. You're gonna like blink for 1 second, like, oh my God, I get married like tomorrow.
Well, yeah, man, we're already in planning like things are 12 months out, and then 11 months and 10 months in there, and I can all of the things are the frequency with which I open up all of the wedding emails and chats and
Yeah.
whatnot is increasing. So we're
I mean,
getting
you
there.
got this, and then you
Mhm.
have all the stuff with your band too. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
you just got home from your first like big headlining tour, which, it went well. A lot of sold out dates. That had to have felt nice.
Pinching myself. That's the phrase I kept
Yeah.
I kept referring to on tour. I could not believe what I was seeing all the time. I mean, we've been working real hard to make this, a success, but our bar for what success was like half of what ended up happening.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, we have plenty of sold out dates. We have plenty of dates where like the little fire marshal plaque on the side of the wall, we're definitely over that many people in the room, but you know, there's a patio, whatever. It's not technically sold out. But that room was packed, and we were very grateful, man. It was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, because you've been a band for some time, and so, like, the decision to kind of finally go out on your first big headlining run, I'm sure that you guys talked about it for quite a while before launching into it.
Mhm. Oh man, it was a big, 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 big planning effort, for sure. Um, Man, I wonder when we must have started talking about it back during the summer,
Mhm.
uh, 2025. And then there was a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff to get ready real far in advance. And we were very nervous, man. We were very nervous, not even just how it would do, but like, could we afford to do it? To
Yeah.
do 6 weeks out on the road, nobody's going to work or anything. Um, and yeah, for it to pay off the way it did, uh, super energizing. So grateful.
Yeah, I mean, what are the things that you learned from being out that long versus, like, 2, 3 weeks?
Oof. Oh man, that's a great question. Well, it was so different from anything else we've done, not just because of the length that we were out, but also the length of the show. We've only been playing 30-minute sets for the last couple years, and upping
Yeah.
that to 60 minutes. And then even of course taking on, you know, the the risk and responsibility of the whole night as headliners. Um, there were so many little things across all of that that I learned how important every single band on the bill is. Which our guitarist Zach built almost every bill we played by hand. Talked to a lot of bands, talked to a lot of promoters to make sure that our bills were the best they could possibly be. And every single, every sold out date we had, every date that had these great attendances, we played to a great crowd. It was awesome. But I know that all those bands worked their asses off to make that night a success. So definitely like just the quality of the whole bill. You don't always think of that. You think of the person whose name is biggest on the poster, but everyone all the way down, they're all working their butts off, and it all matters. Um, um, well, I mean, I learned a little bit about what what matters in a venue to me. When you're that far out, when your home every single day is a green room for 9 hours, and then a van for a couple hours, and then a hotel room for a couple hours, and the van for a couple hours, and the green room for a couple hours. What kinds of things really make it easier, take the weight off. Just a place to sit, a
Mhm.
place to be quiet, a place to store cold water. Um, those kinds of things really add up. Um, we played the East Coast, the hardest we've ever played. Uh, and the difference of the East Coast to the West Coast in terms of the frequency of civilization is so different. The drives in the East Coast were so easy, and the drives in the West Coast were very difficult. Um, and we really front loaded a lot of the East Coast stuff, which I'm glad we did because I think we would have been too worn out if we'd done it the other way. So, learning things like that. We have a great agent who does a fantastic job with routing, whatnot. Really puts a lot of thought into it that I really appreciate. Really thinks about us as people on the road, um, which I'm really grateful for. Um, Yeah, I don't know what else. I mean, I guess I talked to a lot of people. I met a lot of people. I met a lot of, staff. I met a lot of bands. I met a lot of fans who were there to see the show. And there's all sorts of everyone's got a different story for why they're there and why they want that particular night to go well.
Mhm.
Um, and when everyone's there to have a good time, you have a good time. Um,
Were you surprised, like, by who came out to the shows for you guys? Like, was it, a pretty wide and diverse, like, group of people, or was it
yeah,
mainly skewed one way or another, or
we have a big. I always say that like we've got a big young dad audience. And a lot of times the young dads find us and then introduce us to their whole family, and then the whole family comes to the show, which is very fun. So the dads are trying to come out of Mosh retirement or something, or maybe they just had Monster Retirement last year, and now they're like, actually, I want to go back out, which is fun. But they bring their wives. Their wives are a big part of the night. Sometimes they got like little kids up on their shoulders and whatnot, and that's a really really cool feeling when you're playing a show and you can see like a 6-year-old in the back on their dad's shoulders who knows one of our songs or something. Um, that's that's very cool. I don't really think about our music reaching the different kinds of people because you
Hmm.
just put out music, you upload it to Spotify and you upload it to YouTube, and you don't really know what's going to happen with it. And even when you get social media comments, you don't really know. It's a very different experience from being in a room with actual people and meeting them and hearing what they say. Um, and also hearing people's response to like we have some songs about self care, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, and hearing those people, the different people's different relationships with those songs, especially they differed from one another, but especially they differed from my relationship with those songs. Uh, that was maybe one of the like I think that experience is going to sit with me for the rest of this whole journey. Um, people talking about we have a song called Progress that is really truthfully about thinking that I might smoke too much pot and not be a good enough boyfriend
Yeah.
and not walk my dog enough. Like that kind of just like I'm 25 and I'm feeling I might be a loser kind of way. And the stories that people would tell me, the things they say, hey man, this thing happened and I'm trying to get through it. And like your song Progress means a lot to me. And they'll tell me something that's like, that's a real trial. That's a real test. That's a really hard thing to go through. And I can't believe that my song is a significant part of that at all. And it definitely reframes what, what I think we can do here as artists. We're not just trying to like live the glory and play a guitar solo to a big crowd of people. Like, oh, if I can like find a way to turn my journey, however insignificant it is, into something that somebody going through something actually significant can use to, I don't know, whatever they use it for. Um, I mean, that's maybe the best thing that I could possibly do in the whole
Yeah.
world. And that's, I mean, if I can keep doing that, that would be cool. So
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe where's like the stress of headlining a tour that kind of like go away after the first couple days where you're like, you realize like, hey, people are coming out and
yeah, the crazy thing was, we played Texas. We played Texas before, and we've had good times in Texas. We're like, I
mhm,
think Texas will be fun. Texas was fun. And then we played Florida. We played 4 dates in Florida. We've never played Florida before. And lots of people on the internet were like, you guys got to come to Florida. But sometimes it seems
mhm.
like a lot of people on the internet say something and then you go do the thing. And it turns out like, yeah, all 6 of those people from the internet are here. Like, it's not, they just commented a lot. Um, but every Florida show was better than the last. We went to West
Nice.
Palm Beach, a place I never thought about us playing. And there were like 100 and some people there. We went to Orlando or went to Tampa, Jacksonville. And they were just every show was crazier, bigger and crazier than the last. And that's when we started to look around and be like, okay, maybe this is going to be pretty good. Because I think those shows, the pre-sale for those shows, the amount of shows, the amount of tickets that were bought early on, it wasn't like alarming, but they weren't like, we weren't walking into these shows thinking like, let's go, shows sold out. But then by the end of the night, we're playing to
Yeah.
our phone. We're like, I can't see the back of the venue. Like this is absolutely. I think this is. What about these show? What about this show in Philadelphia that is sold out? Like, what's that going to be like? And got us really really excited for the rest of the tour.
Yeah, I mean, because like, a lot of bands, like, they are experience, like, ticket trends, like, "Ooh, yeah, these are coming, like, right before doors, essentially." And so it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, are people going to show up?" Like
Oh, dude, we had several shows where luckily we didn't have too many of these shows to put this amount of stress on us. We had a couple shows where there were like 2 ticket sales for months, and then 9, and then 9, and then we head out on tour and there's 13 ticket sales to this show a couple weeks into the tour. We're like, okay, I hope that show doesn't get canceled. Um, and then we roll into the venue and there's like, yeah, there's been 90 tickets pre-sold, and they're still selling. And then we end up playing to like 150 people. We're like, I don't, I don't know what to learn from this, I guess, other than you just pre-sale numbers just tell you how many tickets have sold before the show. They don't tell you anything about how the show is going to be,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
was
it's
like,
tough because, like, you know, you can have, like, social media presence, you got your analytics and everything, and then all of a sudden, like, yeah, you're not selling any tickets, and then you're just popping online, and that
mhm.
sucks. A lot of bands are having that issue. It's like,
And I mean,
wow, you
we had
have
plenty of shows. Yeah, we had plenty of shows where the pre-sale numbers were totally good. Um, and there were but it's a it's obviously a whole spectrum of these pre-sale numbers that we're excited to play. I mean, Philadelphia was doing real well from the start. Um, and then there were shows that were like, okay, I think we can get there. And then there were some shows we were a little worried about. And then it was just every single show. By the time we start playing, every single show, there was not a single show that I was like, oh, this is lesser than. Every single show was freaking awesome.
which is amazing. 'Cause, yeah, again, like, there's people out there that have a huge social following but can't sell tickets.
Oh, absolutely, man.
So that's
Um,
that's not your problem. I mean,
I
that's
think
great.
yeah, I think we're lucky to have a lot of fans that want to be at shows, man. I think that we play a
Mhm,
kind of music that people there are already so many great bands in our genre that have paved the way that have built such a great culture of live music that we are getting to be a part of.
mhm.
Um, and I mean, I really love live. I mean, I play in a wedding band. That's how much I love live music. I love playing music. We love putting on a show. We love doing it big. Um, but even our fans are just they want to come out. They want that experience. They want to go to a show just because of the culture that we're in. And I just feel grateful to be in that culture, man.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know social media really well. I mean, you're pumping out, you know, ads and everything. I mean, with great hooks and I mean, that's how I discovered the band. I mean, I had no idea who you guys were. I mean, I would have hoped to have discovered you guys through like maybe a press release or something, but nope. Doom scrolling at like 11:30 at night, you know, on the couch, and all of a sudden, you know, I just wanna. So
Oh yeah,
that's
man. I
usually
mean,
how it goes.
absolutely. And I just want to change our lives, man. That was the we were like, hey, wait, what's this? Uh, but yeah, I mean, what happened is that we played our first show ever right after lockdown in 2022,
Yeah.
and there was all this build up from what we've been doing online at that point, which was pretty standard 2015 stuff. What we've been doing, and we packed out a club in Los Angeles. And we were like, okay, this is going to be awesome. That was a great show. And then we played our second show in Arizona, and there was nobody there except for my
Oh man.
parents for some reason, uh, who I did not think would come and got to see us play to absolutely nobody. And we got home from that show, or from that, we played two shows in Arizona. We got home from those shows. We lost like $2,500. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to figure this out. I'll get on TikTok. You guys, you guys do the merch. You guys handle business. You guys handle touring logistics. I'll get on TikTok. I'll figure this shit out. And yeah, I mean that's what I've been doing. I think I've figured out some way to communicate to people to kind of wave our flag in a way that people can see what we're about. And if they want to be a part of that, they can come wave they can come wave the flag with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going in completely blind. I mean, if I read correctly, you worked at Hopeless, which is a marketing department.
Oh, our guitarist Zach works at Rostrum Records.
Oh, did he really? Okay,
Yeah, and
with
he
Artie.
did social media at Rostrum. Yeah. Um, so he got us started for sure. But Zach's the one with the music business degree. Zach kind of handles everything. Um, and at a certain point, I was like, "Yo, you got a lot on your plate." Like, he had the social media job, but like he has so much more expertise in such a wide range of things. I was like, "Yo, I mean, I'm the lead singer. Like, it makes sense for my face to be on all of these videos. Like, I'll figure this out."
It's like,
Yeah,
cool guys,
and
I'll
that's what I've
do
been
this.
doing.
Guy, you know. Um, no, I want to hear more about like the idea of sponsored ads. I mean, like the cost of it, like the timing of it. You know, Has there
Mhm.
been like times where it's like, I really hope this is worth it. We're pumping in like, $2,500 into this ad campaign. We're working
Well,
these jobs that, you know,
I would say that what I do is almost what I personally am responsible for in good terms is entirely organic.
okay.
At the very beginning of what we did a lot of like years ago, we did a lot of digital advertising. We spent a lot. I mean, I would say those are the bulk of the money that we spent, way more than recording anything.
Yeah.
And this was in 2022. And that kind of got us started. Um, but it got to a point where we weren't really growing past 9,000 Instagram followers, 20,000 Spotify monthly listeners, which were great. It was a great spot to be in. We made a lot of fans that, came to this last tour. I've been with us for a long time, but it just wasn't, it's clear that we needed the organic skill to go, to go underneath that. We needed, we had fuel, we needed the fire. Um, so we kind of set about to that's kind of when I sat down, and was like, yo, I'm going to figure out this how all this stuff works. And so when then we were off ads for quite a while, or at least very low on ads for a while. And now, I mean, now we're signed to Secret Friends music
Hmm.
group. So if you're seeing an ad, it's probably them. Um, we put up a couple ads for this tour. We definitely did spend uh $2,000 maybe in ads.
Okay.
Um, Yeah, so, and so some of that, if you've outside of this tour, it really hasn't been us, it's really been the label. I mean, it's Recoup, it is technically our money, uh,
Yeah.
but they've been loaning that money to us and deciding what gets run as an ad, and a lot of times they're taking the stuff that I've made for organic that has worked the best, and they're just adding, the ad spend to it. So it really is still, like, all of the skills from learning how what really succeeds on organic, um, and then throwing whatever their budget is for ads. And then there was a for the tour there was a whole strategy of course promoters are also doing their own ad spend, uh,
Hmm.
and there's the whole structure of how the deals work in the back end for each of those shows and whatnot. Where sometimes we end up being responsible for those ad spends at the end of the day. Sometimes we don't, depending on. Usually, if the show goes really well, then we're responsible for those ads. Uh, Most because they're gonna pay us some sort of bonus.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna take out it's fine. It always works out that everyone is very happy, because there's a lot of people in the building. Um, but yeah, so in the beginning when when we did this ad spends in chunks, and that first chunk was we're really nervous, we're spending money that we weren't really sure that we had. And we had to scrounge up money to get ourselves to the first show. Um, but then by the middle of the tour, we were, more doing ad spends on the back half of the tour. And we'd already built up a little bit of money in the band account, and just I'd already known that it was going to be worth it, that it was going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say that, like, it's icing. It only works if it's the top 10%, and the bottom 90% has to be all of the organic work of just like what works without money, what organically works on the algorithm, what actually speaks to people, gets them to decide this is something I care about, decide this is something I want to go to. Uh, and usually what is the thing that makes it really all comes back to those people going through those significant trials in their life, finding some sort of use or solace in one of our songs. Um, Whether it's just a silly breakdown or it's some meaning in the lyrics, whatever it is. Uh, and connecting those people
Hmm.
with the art that we make. Um, and then letting them know that we're coming to their freaking city and we're gonna play this song live, and I'd love to meet them, before and
Yeah.
after the show. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's tough because it's very much an attention economy where, hey,
mhm.
we have this really cool thing that you can connect with, but you got to know about it. I mean,
Well,
what are some of the things that you've learned over time and like what works, what doesn't work? Because a lot of bands, like, they have these ideas or, "Oh, this is totally gonna hit," and then
Sure.
strike out. It's like, "Ah, we got, like, 50 views on this."
I think one thing that's really helped us is like one of my favorite things that I've learned that has been the most encouraging to me is that the things that work the best are the things that make us unique,
Mhm.
which are often the things that are the most fun for us to do. The things that we said, well, I know a normal song would go like this, but come on, let's just do this fun, stupid thing. Uh, and that, like, for example, in the song Progress, there's a breakdown. Breakdown's already pretty silly. But then our bassist Geo did this crazy, stupid slap tap bass lick in the middle of it that lines up with these kick drums. And part of our band was like, I'm not sure if we should do that. The other half of us was like, no, man, that's fucking crazy. We got to do that. And that absolutely ended up being like that's one of the hooks that I have is that the POV, the bassist is waiting for the perfect moment for his slap tap lick, and those are some of the videos that have done the best. And now people are coming to the show to see that lick. People are saying like, in this video, I can't see the lick. Why is the camera not on the bassist for that one part? So it's all of these things that were the most fun for us to do that have worked the best for us. I think that also the context of knowing like what kind of band we are, that
Yeah.
we're doing the pop punk thing, we're doing the emo thing, the post hardcore thing, and all of these things that make us unique in that context. That this is for someone in that world, but this is the crazy thing we're doing. So it's for someone in that world who wants the crazy thing, who appreciates the crazy bass lick, who appreciates the whatever musical thing we decided to do. Um, so I think that's like the biggest takeaway from all like promo marketing stuff that I've learned, and I think that's applicable to any bands. Like, I think that a big thing for us is that we've worked really hard on the musicality and the craft of it all, and those are the things that happen that move the needle for us. Is when someone
Mhm.
does a crazy virtuoso lick, or we do something musical, whatnot. Um, and your band, there's plenty of punk rock bands that aren't great musicians, because there's something else that's special about them. Something about their message. There's something about their attitude. There's something about just what they're deciding to do in the context of the world that they're in. And you just gotta, it's usually putting a spotlight on those things that I think really make you carve out your place in the world and make you, recognizable and memorable. And then also people like you, they're coming to you for the thing that you want to do already anyway,
Mhm.
which I think is the best. It's genuine, it's authentic, and it's also the most fun and most rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, coming back to this, like, the record title, Burnout, I mean,
Hmm.
just did a re-release of it. Um, Having to feel like you're always on and you're on social media, you're, recording new music, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing other jobs, like, can you talk about, like, how that
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
that really, like, the inspiration behind the album title, or was there something else to it, or
Yeah, I mean, we definitely been. I mean, who's not working their ass off right now? And
Yeah.
to try to, I mean, imagine adding, a band that you're taking this seriously on top of it and really, really pushing for. I mean, we're really pushing to create time in our lives to be able to do this kind of thing. Um, and we made a lot of the album ourselves. We got involved with Secret Friends kind of towards the end of the production of it. But we produced the whole thing. Our guitarist Zach produced almost all of it, recorded a lot of the instruments ourselves. It was like half the record we recorded literally everything ourselves. Not me. I don't know anything about engineering, but everybody
Yeah.
else in my band does. Is a great engineer or producer. Um, so just the creation of everything all on our own, while super rewarding, and the skills that we want to have. It was so much work. And then I'm doing the social media thing. That's an everyday thing that I'm still trying to work out the work life balance of. When we came to name the record, we wanted to take a lyric from the record and name it that, and we had this big list of the lyrics that we thought could work. And Burnout was the one that stuck, from the song Reaching, which is all about, you know, needing more of what I'm reaching for is the lyric. It's one of Zach's songs. Uh, and I mean, it's funny because the lyric is so small. Is this burnout? Is kind of a really small part of the verse that it's in, but it just made a lot of sense, especially when you added in like I had a bunch of songs that used my relationship with all of the freaking pot that I was smoking as, a metaphor or the imagery for it. That's things we called stoner emo. Um, so adding burnout to like that character of like the stoned burnout. Um, on top of that, and like then we had two meanings, and then even the idea of like going along with the musicality and the slap tap lick. And there's all these moments, these extra breakdowns, these extra guitar solos, these just little like we're not trying to be too flashy, but just little show off fun stuff.
Yeah.
We're good at guitar, it's fun to do a stupid lick. Um, so then the idea of like doing a burnout in the car to like be a dick and like impress your friends with your stupid car. Uh, all these it just had so many layers to it. And we kept being able to draw more and more layers from it. And when you can do that, I think that's when you have a good piece of art,
Yeah.
keep finding reasons that it means something.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that. I mean, there was multiple layers to it, and whatever way you take it is how you take it.
Mhm,
But, yeah, I mean, you put a couple new tracks on the re-release, and it's the very front of the album versus the
mhm.
back end. What led to that decision?
There were a couple we discussed doing a couple different things. We obviously putting them in the back was a no-brainer, but we discussed putting them in the middle, which is something I wanna say Bill Murray did that with American Motorsports with the
Hmm,
bonus tracks of
maybe.
that record. Um, so that was something we were exploring, and then I forget whose idea it was to just put them up front, and, there's a song called "Same Team" that was original track 1 of the non-deluxe version that is such an opener track that we were like, "Okay, well, it'll kinda screw with "Same Team," but there was something about having Progress up front like that because Progress had such an impact on this whole band, um, that I didn't wanna making it track 13 seemed wrong. Um, and then having All In, I mean, the newest song, it was a song that was inspired by all the other songs on Burnout and our experience playing them on the road. It's the first song we wrote in the touring band. Um, so rather than, like, kinda making it a thesis statement instead of, like, showing you where it came from and then putting it at the end as a summation of everything, kinda being like, "This is what we're doing. This is everything we learned. This is kind of the prologue to it." And then having it all drip down from there, it made a lot of sense. All In is also the only song that Zach didn't produce. Anton DeLoss produced that one.
Hmm,
So I think it made sense to us to have that on either end just so it felt like consistent. You can go from one producer and then have another producer the entire way through as opposed to like breaking up the production. Um, I think that worked out very well for us.
yeah, I dig that. I mean, is that more like a taste of, like, what we can expect moving forward? Because I know you're working on new stuff right now.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we did the one song with Anton, which was fun. Um, we knew Zach's a badass producer. I think that his results are incredible. It just wasn't working because we had to go on tour. We had to be on the road. He had to be
Yeah.
away from his studio, and we needed things to get produced. We needed things to move along the pipeline, and Zach couldn't be home to do them. So we're like, okay, well, we gotta figure out a different way to do this. Um, so yeah, so Anton's song, "All In," that's the first one that we, as Ivan said to Anton when we first went to his studio, that was the first time we dropped the kid off at daycare.
Yeah. Are you able to say who you're working with right now, or are you just kinda, like, demoing things out, or
Um, I mean, we're far along in the process. I don't think I feel like everyone would be happy if I didn't say yet.
fair?
Um, but I'll scream from the rooftops when we do. We're having a great time. I
Yeah.
mean, look at how relaxed I look. You know?
No, I mean, I can't I don't wanna, like, have, like, he what No, no, you can't put this out, sorry, you have to, like, clip this. No, I mean, I'm curious about, the track "Old Friend." I know you're playing it or you played it on the tour,
Mhm.
but it was one of the songs off the record I was really intrigued by, and I would love to hear your kind of background on that song and how maybe others have related to it, um, if at all, if they've come up to you and like, "Hey, I've gone through a similar thing."
Sure, man. Yeah, "Old Friend" is one of Zach's songs, one of the first
Mhm,
songs that he wrote for the record. Zach wrote about almost half the record, I wrote almost half the record, Ivan wrote a couple of the songs on there, and then we collaborated on a lot of the stuff,
mhm.
uh, but, as far as bringing in the song, um, and so I remember there was this day where I showed Zach "Cough" and he showed me "Old Friend," and we were like, "Okay, I think we got a couple of cool songs to work on." But "Old Friend" is really, like, such, like, the heart of the record for me. It does a lot it was like it does a lot of the things that I wanna do in this band. The riff is groovy without being overly funky. The breakdown at the end is one of Zach's greatest. Uh, the melody in the verse is incredible. That was the first time we ever had Ivan playing his little funky lead part on that song was like a whole new world for us and inspired pretty much every other funky thing we've done since then has been because Ivan played this little funky lick in the verses, and we were like, "That's incredible. We can do that. I can chug, and you can play funky stuff, and it can work out." So that was a really big deal. Um, as far as the lyrics, uh, Zach was going through a lot with his family. Um, a lot of it was a lot of it, a lot of it was related to political stuff, but I think it was a lot bigger than that.
Mhm.
I think it was just, I think his parents are his best friend, and I think he loves the shit out of his family, and he moved very far away from them to pursue a crazy thing. And I think supporting that can be tricky, um, because no one doesn't want the best. Everyone wants the best, right?
Yeah,
Um, and I think just over time, what you think is the best just changes, and I think everyone was just trying to honestly, assess and act on what they thought was the best. Um, so I know it was a big rift, and there was a time where they were estranged for sure. And that was probably right around the time of this song that you wrote the song. Um, and I mean, it's such a beautiful song. I mean, I Need My Old Friend Back is such a great thesis statement to have in that moment. Um, and it's definitely true. I mean, I've watched Zach in his life. It's definitely true. He's always been fighting for his friendship, the relationship. Um, and I know people have definitely come up and talked about these things with him. I know that people have had, you grow up and your relationship with your parents changes so much, develops so much as you develop your own life and you make your own choices, and you have to assess your parents' influence on that. And ooh, I am getting you trying to reconnect. Do you still have me? Hey, do you
yep,
still have me?
sorry, it's
Okay, good.
glitching here and there, but you're good. Yep,
Yeah, I know your relationship with your parents changes so much. You gotta constantly reassess uh what their influence is on your decisions
mhm,
and on your view of yourself. Um, and I think even the arc that Zach has been through, lots of people have similar arcs and different outcomes. So I mean, similar to progress, where like they might have maybe a little closer circumstances than what progress is, but progress is so broad. But
yeah,
I know people have absolutely had some very like deep conversations over the merch table talking to Zach about that. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and I'm really like when I sing Zach's songs, it's like a big he's like trusting me with something. He's trusting me to convey a whole lot. And I just try to do my best. I try to take it really seriously. Um, and he's written some great stuff. Um, that I'm really grateful to get to stand on a stage and say, "This is my song. We're gonna play our song." Um, yeah, that was one of the best parts of the show was that's we play same team into old friend in the show,
Hmm.
and all the fingers going up for let's not talk about the president was one of the always a great way to start the set.
Yeah, I mean, with the record, I mean, using a broad brush, obviously, but like navigating tension is such a big part of the record, whether it's with Cough or, Old Friend or Progress.
Mhm.
What kind of stuff are you writing or have written right now for this new record?
Well, again, we bring in ideas and songs and half songs and whatnot, and then we kind of collaborate them together. So Zach has brought in a certain kind of song. Ivan's been bringing in certain kinds of songs, and I've been bringing in certain kinds of songs. I think that communication has been such a big part of what we're writing about. It's been such a big part of all of
Mhm.
these stresses in our lives currently. It definitely doesn't feel like it definitely feels like a sequel to Burnout. Not in like it's not more of the same. It's not Burnout 2. But we're not like out of that world. Burnout is still very much context for all the things that we're currently writing. Um, and some of these songs were written, right at the end of Burnout, or uh, songs that like weren't maybe were written during Burnout but didn't get finished in time, or just didn't make it, but like timing wise, uh,
Yeah.
we didn't figure out the right way to say the chorus and whatnot in time. But so I know that I am sick of singing about myself and my weed problems. Um, I mean, I haven't smoked weed in over a year. I had some health stuff come up, and I was like, well, I've been
Yeah.
stoned for 10 years. I guess that's a pretty good amount of time to be stoned for. I guess I can stop now. Um, if you're out there and you have stomach problems and you smoke weed every day, look up CHS. You might actually be a lot happier if you didn't smoke weed. It might be a lot better. Which is the case with me. But anyways, I was sick of singing about myself and my stupid problems within myself. So I really, really wanted to write about other people. And I mean, still like my relationship with other people, which has definitely created some songs that I'm really, I don't want to say careful of. That's not what I mean. I mean, proud of. I'm proud of the songs, but
Yeah.
I definitely go like, oh, if I do this right, this this could be one of the most important things I've written, even if it's not like a smash single like Progress was for us, but just in a as a piece of art.
Yeah.
I think I could really articulate a feeling, a very particular feeling, um, and in a community way, in a way that's bigger than me. Uh, that's something that I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Just being able to scratch that itch and just get it out there is important.
Totally. And just say things that are with a lot of care. Say things with a lot of
Yeah,
care.
of course.
Um, and then the songs absolutely still have a thread of like, man, I'm trying to do the most right now, and I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off.
I mean, even like musically, is there anything different that you guys are incorporating this time around? Like, maybe some whammy bar action, maybe some.
We definitely got some women bar. I mean, Ivan had women bar on the last record. Um, I don't want to talk about it too much because we're definitely very much still. We have a lot more burnout to play. We have
Okay.
a lot more burnout deluxe stuff to do. Um, we have had the chance. I will say we've had the chance to make music in the rehearsal room for the first time, really. A lot of Burnout was written in front of the computer,
Okay. Yeah.
and Progress was the first time we really incorporated the rehearsal room, all in even more so, and I think we really, uh, defined a process to do things more in the room. And still, we still every song, we demoed out in Pro Tools and everything went under a magnifying glass. So you still get the like attention to detail that all of the song that Pro Tools gives you, that all the songs on Progress had. But we had a lot more chances to try something and then everybody bust out laughing and then go, yeah, that's it. Let's put that in the song. Uh,
Do you feel like it'll be a stronger record because of that? Like just having everyone in the same room together and kind of
I
being
think
able to
it will
flesh things
be.
out in that certain way.
I mean, I will say I'm very proud of Burnout. I'm very happy with the way it came out. We were very nervous when we were releasing it that people would say the songs felt too unrelated sound wise. Especially, we have an
Mhm.
indie pop song on there. We have an almost fully screamed metalcore song on there, and we have a 2.5 minute jazz fusion solo on there. And so far, I have not seen that comment once. I've seen the opposite comment a lot of times about it being cohesive. Um, so I am very happy with Burnout. I think that we're trying to do something. I think that we're trying to double down on the things that really seem to resonate.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't want to, you know, we're trying to do our best. We're trying to top Burnout for sure, but trying to make something that's going to dive deeper and resonate more. Um, but I think it'll just be I think it'll be something that everyone will be like, yes, this is what I wanted. These are all my favorite parts of what you guys did. That's what we're going
Yeah.
for.
I mean, it feels like the things have really started to take off in a big way over the last 12 months in particular. Would you say that's kind of correct?
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, what happened last year this time? Oh, well, yeah, last year this time was when the house burned down. Um, yeah, I'd say ever since we put out Cough in 2023, um, things have been different for
Yeah.
sure. And as time goes on, they just keep getting more and more different, man. Uh, so where we're at, I'm not like, I don't want to say surprised by, like, I'm very grateful to be here. I can't believe how well the tour went. Um, but it definitely has been like, we've been grinding for a long time. For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. But I will say that Progress, which came out last May, uh, ain't nobody thought it was gonna do what it did. I mean, it's people like that song, and I'm grateful for it, man.
You know what's funny? Shout out Matt Carter. I just saw Emery play on the Question tour maybe like a week and a half ago,
Oh, awesome.
maybe 2 weeks ago, and, yeah, you guys were on, what, couple different legs of that tour, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, we did 2 legs of that tour. The tour was awesome.
Yeah.
Those guys are some actually do meet your heroes type guys.
Oh, yeah, for
Those
sure.
guys are awesome. Um,
Yeah.
so I remember watching them play for the first time and tearing up a little bit. They were going so hard. Uh, just like Josh is like hitting himself in the head with his mic, like they're just going fucking off. And I was like, this is the most badass thing I've ever been a part of. This is so cool. Yeah, that tour was awesome. They were great to us.
Yeah, I mean, that's a band that definitely has their PhD in touring. Like,
Oh yeah.
everything they do is very well calculated, and that's, like, a perfect example of a band that you can learn a lot from, and
Hmm.
how to be successful over a long period of time. 'Cause I saw the original Question tour when it dropped, and then
Awesome.
seeing it run back 20 years later, I mean, it felt great. I mean, it was just as cool now as it
Great.
was back then. I mean, what did you learn from being out with those guys other than just how insane their stage presence is?
Well, the one they were very good at calling off of a week of work and then somehow playing like so many shows without it feeling like a mad dash necessarily.
Yeah.
Um, which just, I mean, that right there, it just felt very smart. The second time we went out with them, They brought on the Classic Crime and As Cities Burn,
Yeah,
and this was something that Good Drums has done before too, but, uh, they backed up those artists. They were in the band. They would supply, the drummer played at one point, Matt played bass, I think for As Cities Burn, Matt played bass for that. Um,
correct.
yeah, it was, which, like, Good Terms has done before too. Um, but yeah, seeing the way they did it, how smart they were about it, seeing the way they traveled, they traveled in a converted Sprinter. They had the Easy Up tent outside on the parking lot. Um, it was awesome, man. And they got a big band too. They like Josh, uh, Josh does their front of house from stage while he's being a
Hmm.
maniac, um, which is just crazy. He's like such a like powerhouse of knowledge. Ivan was like, "That's who I want to be when I grow up," which makes total sense for that. And then there were a couple times, like there was one time where like they got a flat tire or something, and they were like so late that they couldn't do a sound check, and Josh rolled in and somehow was able to do a sound check without them, with like just his iPad and like an audio feed from the other night and a bunch of white noise and tuning the system to that. Like, I mean, I don't know how that all works. Uh, but just seeing the ways that they were able to like water, just like fill up whatever container that they could fill up, especially as a 6-person band. Uh, it was very cool. And they were very cool to us again, man. Like,
Oh yeah,
they really gave us a lot, man.
yeah.
It was great.
I mean, they're the best. I mean, they're again to go out with a band as knowledgeable and skilled as they are.
Hmm.
Not everyone gets that chance. Man, it's been about an hour. I mean, you got a couple more minutes.
I got a couple more minutes. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. I
So
gotta
you,
get back after that, but yeah.
yeah, of course. You guys are playing Warp Tour in Long Beach and Orlando.
Yes,
You
we
guys
are.
must be stoked for that.
I I'm never gonna forget the morning that email came in that
Yeah,
we were being warped. Um, yeah, man, I'm stoked. I think that our show is gonna do really well. I'm really, really excited to do our show at Warped Tour. I think it's going to. I just think that audience is gonna. I think they're gonna say brother when I say hell yeah. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I think they're gonna go hard.
yeah. I mean, have you had a chance to go to the Warp Tour before, or
Yeah, I haven't been to a ton. Zach Zach went to like all of them growing up. I mean, he didn't miss one
yeah,
for 10 years. Um, I went to 2018, which was the last one. I don't know what the fuck I was doing when I was a kid. I didn't ever go to it.
yeah,
I was probably at like Sleepaway Jazz Camp or something like that. Uh, but I grew up on like Warped Wednesdays on Fuse. But I went to 2018, so I did get the last, the last real one, seeing what the whole craziness was like. And then I went last year to the Long Beach one,
sick.
and yeah, it was very cool. Got to see a lot of great bands.
I mean, what are you looking forward to the most outside of playing this year?
Well, I'm not gonna like force my way into meeting all the people I want to meet because I'm too nervous. But I am excited to be there with my fiance, being like, oh my god, that's it. Oh, that'll be really
Yeah,
fun. I saw the artist green room area, which was just like a bunch of nice trailers inside, like in an indoor loading dock area. Uh,
yeah, yeah. Of course.
it looked real, just looked real awesome. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be there. That'll be cool. And then there's a bunch of great bands I want to see, man. I mean, I want to see the story so far. I want to see Under Oath. Um, I want to see Out Mulligan. I forget who else is on. I mean, there's a million bands on there.
There's so many good bands on the
Uh,
lineup.
yeah, so I'm sure I'll be like running around trying to see all these bands.
Yeah, man. Okay, so Good Terms has Burnout Deluxe Edition out now,
Hmm.
which is, I mean, just came out like what 3 months ago, give or take.
Yeah, almost exactly 2 months ago, actually.
Sick. And then working on your follow up now.
Hmm.
If you had it your way, maybe late this year.
If I had my way, that there'd be a song coming out in the back half of this year for sure, and then
Oh, okay, perfect.
we'd start working our way out from there. Um, don't think I'm gonna get my way. I
I
mean,
mean, who
this
knows?
might be a song coming out later this year. But I truly do not know, man. I write the songs, I sing
Maybe
the songs, I post on the internet,
maybe
and
with, some sort of, like, guest collaboration this time around, because I don't think you has had any, like, guest collaborators in the
we
past?
had, Brianna from Cliff Diver sang on our song
Okay.
"Chickweed," um, which she did an amazing job. So we're still trying to figure that out. We have a couple people in mind. We'll see if they have time,
Okay.
see if they're down to do it.
Heck yeah. So, for anyone checking out Good Terms for the first time, what do they need to know?
Oh, what do they need to know? Uh, it's a lot of hell yeah, brother, but it's not weird. We're taking it back. We're taking it back. We're just trying to have a good time. Um, but you don't need to know much more than fucking at Good Terms Band, dude, and go from there. Wherever you
Across
are.
all
Well, no,
threads,
on Tik
Reddit?
on TikTok it's just Good Terms. On Facebook it's Good Terms 69 because we didn't think this was going to go this far. Uh, we didn't plan well enough for this to go this far. Everywhere else is Good Terms Band. Just go on YouTube and watch some music videos, man. Watch some live footage. So, um,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Okay.
go. I was gonna say, go on YouTube, watch some music videos, watch some live footage.
Yes.
Start there, brother.
Okay. Yeah, and then you guys are be playing more shows throughout the year, presumably?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Still working it out. What we're gonna be doing this year. Um, we got a bunch of different options. We got a bunch of different things we're trying to sort out. But we'll be out there, man. We'll be out there.
If not that, Warped Tour.
Oh, absolutely, Warped Tour.